Why, hello everybody, it's Joyce Selena, and we are back here on the Just Vanilla server, and I'm sitting here in my little Skelly spawner. Actually, I shouldn't say my, because really, Lefty did all of the work here. But I'm here trying to repair a few of my tools, and, last episode, I was definitely heavily medicated. That's all I can say. I seem to have had like ADHD, where I was all over the place. I mean, we went to the end. We went to Lefty's really cool base. We went and played tag and had to go to the tag headquarters. So we were everywhere. But the thing is, though, one of the things I had mentioned is that I had accidentally done some recording, not realizing that I had muted my mic at some point. And so I did some footage, and that was in the last episode, of seeing what Lefty had built over in PR's base, and did some narrating over that. The other thing I did was I tried to build a tree in Creative for an example for Redstoner 1, who was asking for a big custom tree, and I'd never done one before. So I thought, well, I better try it in Creative first. And so I recorded that with the idea that I would come in and out. I'd do some fast forwarding during the building part, and then I'd talk about the tree. And I did all of that work without recording any actual words. So I'm probably going to see about doing some voiceover work on that. So that should be, you never know, but that should be what is coming up next. So I'm here on my creative world, and I've created this little island area where we're going to build the tree. So what Mr. Redstoner 1 was talking about is he's going to have like a lake area, and he wanted to have a custom tree that was built in the middle of it. So I've gone ahead and I've used podzol, and I've used grass and just some regular dirt to go ahead and create this small little island. And we're going to create this tree, and I'm hoping that it works out as the best I can say. I've never done anything like this before, and I'm looking forward to seeing what it's going to pan out and look like. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get started on building this custom, fairly tall, fairly large tree. I've gone ahead and completed filling in all of the leaves. And in fact, I went through and added some vines so that eventually they will droop down onto the tree and give it a little bit more dimension. Yet another color that can be breaking through. Just going through and seeing everything that's done. Some of the things that I think that I might change if I were to do this again is maybe having some darker fence posts throughout the bottom of the tree. Those that would be the older branches, and then moving lighter as you move up the tree, maybe even doing some birch at the top so that they would be really visible, that young growth is usually lighter in color, and having that show through. Might do a little bit more to balance it. I think there is one area, like if I look at it this way, I really like the balance of the tree. I think the only exception is when you're coming in from over here. That looks a little bit odd and maybe not perfect, but that's kind of the point. Trees don't grow perfectly in nature. This seems a little blocky. What if you go away? You go away. See, already, just taking one block out. I think the most challenging part of this would be doing it in survival as opposed to in creative. This took me a long, long time to do in creative, so I'm assuming that to do it in survival is going to be even more challenging. But at this point, I think that time has moved on, and by the time you're seeing this, and by the time I got done doing all of this, Redstoner 1 probably had somebody else build his tree. But it was good practice, and I might end up doing something similar to this in my base. So I'd love to get your feedback, ways I can improve this, what I could do differently, what I can do better. Just to be able to have something really nice and organic looking. I'm trying to just even round out as we go along. Sometimes you put in stuff and then you realize that doesn't need to be there, and just making one little change can make an improvement. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little task of mine. Ended up taking a lot more time than I thought, but I've ultimately enjoyed how things turned out. So your feedback is greatly appreciated. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'm really excited about just creating my first tree. I'm really pleased with how it turned out, but I'd love to get your feedback because sometimes we're kind of blinded to the way things are. It doesn't have the complete symmetry that I was hoping for, but in some respects it's because nature isn't always symmetrical. And so I like that about things. I like things that are a little uneven, because otherwise then you obsess about making it perfectly even, and then I'd be there all day trying to make it perfect. So let me know though your thoughts, what I could do to add some dimension to it and add some interest would be great. And like I said, I'm thinking about trying to build something. I don't know where, but I have it in the back of my mind that somewhere on our base we'll end up building that tree, or something similar to it, obviously, because I can't replicate it exactly. But I want to build something similar to it in the near future, somewhere on the base. So let me know your thoughts, and then as we move forward, maybe in sometime in the future, you'll see that tree somewhere nice and neat here at Lefties in my base. So with that, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.